All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Don Swanker, and I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors to order on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. To my left, Mike Steinis. To my right, Nan Flegel.
Good morning.
Lisa from the auditor's office. Luann back in the executive assistants. We got Brittany from the press. We'll do visitors and citizens. We got nobody online or in the crowd. We will have to address, I don't know who the Herald was that was watching. We did have some technical difficulties, so we are starting over today. So nobody here for visitors and citizens. We'll go to Andrew Long and Sheriff Kilford to talk about the jail update.
Morning. So pretty busy month for us here in July. Currently, we're sitting at 38 inmates in jail, 30 males, 8 females, 10 of which are from Jackson County, half male, half female, 5 and 5. From Scott County, we have 25 males and 3 females currently. We had a record high count of 47 inmates. And in theory, you're full at 80%. We hit 94% in August. In August. Yep. So keeping fairly busy there. We also hit a new all-time high of an average of 40.77 inmates per day. So we were at that full point consistently throughout the entire month of August. Very large revenue month from Scott County this month. We brought in $50,710. So far for 25-26, we're at $98,045. And overall, we've passed the $250,000 point at $258,755. Now with that, $132,660 has been deposited. This morning I did talk to the Scott County Auditor's Office. The check for June 25 and July 25 was sent out on Friday. So hopefully we should be having that here yet this week to get deposited. Everything that is currently owed to us has been billed to them. Due to having kind of a good ratio male to females of our own this month, we didn't have to ship anybody out. So previously, June into July, we'd ship some females out based on the fact that we could use more space for males for Scott County. We didn't run into that problem this month. Scott County had some females to send us, and we had females of our own, so we didn't spend anything housing out this month. So that true income number then would be $50,710 for August. So with that too, we have noticed budget-wise, we are quickly expending food. I believe when I looked at it last, we're about 2/3 of the way through the fiscal year already. And with that, what that amounts to is we just never anticipated this volume.
Right.
So just kind of give the board a heads up, we are pretty significantly through our food budget here for the entire fiscal year, getting close to.
Do you know approximately how much you're spending per month on food?
It's in the ballpark of $3,000 to $4,000 a week.
Good.
And with that too, Sarah Knight that does our food ordering, she orders figuring 40 inmates regardless of if we have 40 or not. I don't know that we've dropped below 30 in several months, but we never know when Scott County is going to call us and say, hey, can you take 12? The food comes once a week, so we basically have to plan on 40. So you have a minor amount of spoilage to that, but for the most part, not terrible. A lot of the food we do get is pretty shelf stable, or it's frozen, so we're able to kind of control that. But the food cost is going to be slightly higher than what it actually is per inmate, just on the variable. We don't know how many we're going to have at a time.
Right. Refrigerator and all that stuff in yet, or?
It has been ordered, so nothing in yet, but it has been ordered.
But we paid for it.
What?
But we paid for it.
We did pay for it, yep. So.
Or do we know when it's coming?
Not as of yet. I reached out to the guy here last week and I haven't heard back, so.
Reach out again.
We struggle with auditory tracking and stuff, paying for stuff we haven't received.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So we need to.
Yeah, and what he had told me is they couldn't order it until the check was in. Something with the way they do business is apparently you can't have they said we could apply for a credit account with them, but otherwise they need a check and then they order it. Is the way that he explained it to me. So
who's this through?
Rapids, the same place we got our other stuff from when we were opening the jail.
I'm trying to remember. I think we got our stuff before we paid for it. Anyway, we just can we get an update on when that's coming?
Yes, yep, I
As
can
soon
do
as
that.
possible.
This running
Yep.
total, what's that represent? Is that Scott County, just Scott County, you mean, or what's the running total? 25, 26, at 98,000? Fiscal year 20.
So that's this fiscal year, what we've brought in. So July and August, we
Yes.
brought in 98,000.
Oh,
Outsiders.
okay, July.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the facility running total, so since we opened is the number right below that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. And then the next part is just what we spent housing out to Delaware County. So nothing this month, but, you can see the numbers there otherwise. So one of our busiest months ever too for booking, in prisoners, 68 prisoners booked in August. 96,875 document checks to the inmates. 5,641 specific notes on inmates where the correctional officers are actually typing in or writing what that person is doing. Could be a variety of reasons, but they document certain people's behaviors. Then 3,119 meals were served in August, so a lot of cooking.
This 258, 755, that's the total. That doesn't exclude the refrigerator.
Correct. That is not,
Subtracted.
Yeah.
I would like to, because I know we're trying to keep track of these and we said we were gonna separate them 50-50. At some point, seeing that the food costs are getting rather large, I ain't opposed to adapting those 50-50s a little bit and having maybe a recoupment of costs, like if you spend 10,000 a month on food, can it come out of this to kind of help subsidize? Because again, we haven't levied for these increased food costs, so this basically would be,
Well, I think we talked about in the
Yeah.
past that,
Mhm.
yeah,
you know, obviously citizens of Jackson County shouldn't be paying the fee to how, you know, and not paying the
Right.
fee, but in a roundabout way doing it, you know,
Sure,
that what we're gonna be splitting 50-50, we should be taking out the expense of the food or whatever expenses are incurred in that, you know, the extra commissary stuff or whatever before we're splitting that.
sure.
Budgeted that way. So,
Yeah, the revenue is, the revenue makes up for the food. It's just we thought we'd temper into this capacity in the jail
Mhm.
at a slower rate. But we basically opened and slammed it full within a month or two, and so we never expected we'd have the food expense that we have, which
It's a
is
great thing because it's
Yes.
bringing in revenue. I just think some of that revenue can offset the food cost.
exactly,
You know.
yeah. So we should pull the food costs out of the revenue that's been created by the capacity in the body.
once we use up our revenue, yeah.
So all purposes, that's not really the total. You should probably deduct that somehow, whatever our meal costs right away before we even. I
Sure.
don't know if we could, I mean, that's an expense.
I wouldn't do that, because they're gonna show all of this revenue in from Scott County. That's what the state auditors are gonna look at. What did you receive? So don't,
I think we take it in, but then we expense it out, whether it's a $10,000 monthly allotment or something to kind of cover most of the food.
isn't the
Correct.
revenue going into the supervisor's budget?
We're not the only ones doing it. We better figure out what they're
Yeah.
doing,
So what
how
do
the
you
state's
invite
doing,
the
what the state's
Yeah.
doing, yeah.
We'll have to make some budget adjustments.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier probably to let it come in,
Have to
then
come all the
pull
way
it back
in.
out because we've gone through the.
Do an
the food
amendment for
budget.
their food.
We're gonna have to look at
Yeah.
what you as a board decide and then see how it's budgeted, because we don't have, I don't think we have any expense budget. We only have revenue budget.
And if you guys need more specific numbers on the number of Scott County inmates per day or anything like that, I have spreadsheets that show.
I'm not so much concerned about that just because of the fact that Scott County inmates aid the Jackson County inmates money, food money. So, I mean, it's all going to the same pot. They're eating the same food or whatever. We just need to make sure we supplement to keep things going because I don't want your budget to decrease in other departments to compensate for food. We should be getting some in there to offset that food cost. So.
Yeah, we just didn't budget enough in our food line item because we never expected to be full
We get
that early. Right?
Yeah.
So,
So, and if it can, and again, part of this
If we use
is,
that going into
Yeah.
this, then.
yeah.
but part of this is the fact that we don't have to tax the Jackson County taxpayers to pay for the food of this. When it's got revenue coming in, we can tap a little bit of it, still keeping a majority for, CIP and for debt relief, but a little bit to offset the food, so.
Yeah, just take it out of the revenue that's created.
And then looking at the budget too, I do see some, like utilities are already significantly over too. So I don't know if that's something moving forward, you guys wanted to look at a work session on to kind of go through that, or if you just want to address it as it comes.
Well, I got something else I want to address with you too, and we talked about it a little bit when we were talking about the freezer is
Mhm.
in the upcoming budget. We have 12 PRN positions.
Mhm.
I'm starting to have a big problem with PRNs because there's no obligated commitment to them to work.
Right.
We are paying training, we are paying uniforms for them to, I'm busy this weekend, and they do, most of them do a wonderful job, and this is not a knock, but I would be willing to I would like to look at cutting back PRNs to get more part-time, full-time slots where there's guaranteed hours, so there's more benefit to the taxpayers of Jackson County, because PRNs, some of them there are doing a phenomenal job. They're carrying full-time hours.
Right.
Some of them might not have worked in a long time.
Correct.
Training stays the same, uniforms and all that kind of stuff. So getting bang for our buck, I'd either like to see some kind of, for PRNs, a minimum work requirement,
Mhm.
or we kind of look at transitioning more towards part-time, full-time or something.
Sure.
Totally agree. When they're part-time, dedicated
Yep.
and full-time, then they owe us hours
Right.
and you have to get those in.
And if we're paying for everything and all that kind of stuff, keeping them trained, keeping them uniformed, we deserve some time back.
Yeah, it's not
So-
just, hey, when can you? It's,
Yeah.
no, you gotta get this many hours in, or,
Right.
you know, just like a full-time employee.
So I think we need to look at that, how that would change.
Yeah, and then we've had some PRNs too that work a lot for us, but they're looking at other part-time jobs in addition, just because there is no guarantee of hours.
Mhm.
And obviously they want some level of stability. So even though, right now we might be running close to full-time hours, they know there's no guarantee ever.
Right.
So they look at other part-time jobs. So then unfortunately, we lose more time from them when they're doing that because they're looking for some stability, even though they'd rather work for us. They want some level of, a pad to land on, I guess.
Right.
I want to say, I think you guys are doing a great job, and it's kind of a learning process as we go, and I think you're learning well, and everything seems to be running smooth other than some mechanical issues. And I mean, you're always gonna have some personnel issues, but
Well, thank you.
appreciate it. I don't hear any complaints, and honestly, I have not.
Well, thank you. Otherwise, I think that's all I have, once you have some stuff here.
What are you gonna talk about? We talked previously about, you mentioned, we brought in more revenue than what we spent out in housing out.
Since the start of the term, since your first term, yeah.
Yeah,
And looking at, Mary helped me out with running some numbers as far as, overall housing out, since I think 91 is where, Solutions maybe went back to. So we're kind of just about to the halfway point of actually paying off what we've spent since 1991 on housing out. So, I mean, pretty big chunk there that I would anticipate by the end of this fiscal year, we'll probably have brought in more than we've spent housing out since 1991. So kind of a.
Like I said, to
Stat.
echo Mike's comments with the work you guys are doing there, it's fantastic. I mean, it's a shame we need such a facility, but if you're gonna have that facility to operate at the capacity you are is a statement to what you guys are doing. So, keep it going, we'll look at it, see what we can do to help you guys and get it running even better. But, we sent out those warranty letters, Thursday. So hopefully we can get a few more of those leaks and creaks and all that kind of stuff, ironed out and get a little bit more stability in some of that stuff, and we should be good to go.
yeah. The sheriff's office goal is to bring as much revenue in off of this to take the burden off of the Jackson County taxpayers. I mean, we've been spending it out for years, so now our goal is to turn that boat around and bring revenue in for us, so that we can pay for that facility possibly through that revenue, So that's our goal.
It's going very well. We appreciate everything you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. And like I say, between the utilities and the food and the staffing, we'll schedule a work session to see if we can iron some of these out ahead of the next budget season, so we know kind of more how to tweak and do what we need to do come budget season, because that's rapidly approaching.
Yes.
Somebody might start asking in October, November for budget numbers for next year, so.
And obviously, we didn't know what to plan for this year.
Right. No,
So
we knew it'd
we're
be a
doing our
growing-
best of trying to swim upstream here and,
Yep, it's a growing learning year.
yep.
I just want to make a couple quick comments. So with Scott County inmates, we have had some, just so the public knows, we haven't had any issues that would affect them at all. We've had some internal issues with them, some assaults and stuff like that. We've addressed those. Those go back to Scott County. We don't keep problem children around in the jail. They know that that's their internal asset and they need to deal with that. So if, they act too dumb, they go home, you know?
And Scott County is very good. It's
They're
usually
very
within a
good
few
at-
hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they understand that, and sometimes when they bring a group up, they'll turn around and take one or two back with them. It's like, okay, you don't know how to behave somewhere else, then you can come home and deal with us. So, so that's worked out well. That's a good relationship. Couple positive compliments I want to hit on real quick. The Iowa DNR, Sergeant Kyle, texted me over the weekend and he complimented Sarah Knight and Jonathan Hines. He wanted to thank me for their professionalism and efficiency when they brought in a couple that they were booking in over the weekend. Chief Diamond from the Maquoketa Police Department sent an email. He said, I want to reach out and let you both know about my experience while booking a female in on Wednesday, August 20th. I won't say the name, but said she was being difficult and upset about her situation. Doug Sade was getting frustrated, but stayed calm and did a good job maintaining his composure. He'd also like to give a big compliment to Andrew Long. Long came out and engaged Price in conversation, engaging her entire mood and during the process. Too often we hear about complaints and negative stuff, so I think it's important to also hear when officers do a good job. And so we appreciate a compliment like that from Chief Zyment and also from Sergeant Kyle from the DNR. So, they go through the effort to let you know that. So that's nice. And I thought I wanted to put that out to those guys. So.
Yeah.
Appreciate
It's a
it.
great job. We appreciate everything everybody's doing over there, both sides of the wall, so to speak, admin with the sheriff's department, because again, they were out supporting the fair or the rodeo and everything this weekend. So they're not just out patrolling, but they're actively engaging with the community in several fashions. So we appreciate it. And again, with the jail side, because again, everything you do is in a box for the most part, and it's hard to see what's going on in there. And that's a good thing, because if you're watching what's going on the inside of the jail, you're probably in trouble. So, so
Absolutely.
It's all one team, we don't have even though there's a wall, we don't have that wall is not separating patrol from jail. So it's all one team.
Cool. Good job. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, yep, you guys too.
Lisa, you're up.
Good morning. I need a motion to approve the August 26, 2025 board proceedings of work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the August 26, 2025 board proceedings and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve resolution 1140-09-02-2025 certifying delinquent Leisure Lake sewer assessments to the county treasurer for property tax collection effective September 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve resolution 1140-09-02-2025 certifying delinquent Leisure Lake sewer assessments to the county treasurer for property tax collection effective September 2nd, 2025. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
All that I have for the board today.
Thank you very much. Ms. Luann, you have the floor.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, calendar for this week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, September 3rd at 9 a.m. is an RTA meeting in Dubuque or by Zoom for all of you. At 4:30 tomorrow afternoon, there's tentatively a Wednesdays are possible meeting, and Innovate 120 for any of you. And at 6 p.m. tomorrow night is a 911 service board meeting here in the supervisor's office or by Zoom for Mike. Thursday, September 4th at 9 a.m. is a tag meeting by Zoom for Don, and that is an early start for that. Monday, September 8th at 7:30 a.m. is an Early Childhood Iowa Executive Board meeting by Zoom for NIN. And our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, September 9th at 9 a.m. The other bit of business I have is I was put in your binder and sent to you, a contract to renew our services with Growth Services for the care facility wastewater treatment facility. We've been renewing this contract since that, facility, wastewater treatment facility was built. They maintain the Orenco system that runs the wastewater treatment. So I'm looking for a renewal of that contract. The price did go up somewhat from what it has been, from $15.35 to $15.81 a year.
I would make a new motion to approve the contract with Built Services as presented.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve contract with Growth Services LLC for the contract as presented for the advanced deck tile filter service agreement. Any other discussion? And this is through September 3rd of 26, so it's a 1-year contract.
Correct, correct.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you very much. All right. Boards and commissions. Workforce is on their lines of welfare. We already talked about those, so I got nothing.
Nothing.
No further business. I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Have a good day.